Yeah, well, thanks for having me on. And I just want to say, super excited to become an Oriole. And the draft process was crazy for me. I dealt with it a little bit in high school, but this year it was serious. And I feel like I put myself in a pretty good spot, and I'm lucky to have the opportunity to play at the next level. And all of my coaches, teammates, players, everyone who had something to do with this, I'm super thankful for them. And without them, I wouldn't be able to, continue my career and put on the Orioles jersey and, follow in my grandfather's footsteps. So super thankful for that and everyone who has helped me get here.
Thanks, Anthony. We'll start with questions from Joe Trezza at MLB.com, followed by Nathan Ruiz. Joe?
Hey Anthony, congratulations and thank you for doing this. You said the draft process for you was pretty crazy. Can you go into a little more detail with that? What was the pre-draft process like for you? How much contact had you had with the Orioles leading up to the draft? And then what was it like to hear your name called?
Yeah, well, first of all, it was a fun experience being able to, have contact with these MLB teams. My advisor did a pretty good job of taking all of the communication mainly. He thought it would, help me keep my mind on the game, and it would help me be less stressed out. But he did a pretty good job with that. And I had some contact with the Orioles, not a ton. I knew they were interested, but it was as the draft process went on, they became more interested in late second, early third round, and thankfully they picked me.
Next, Nathan Ruiz, Baltimore Sun, followed by Steve Molesky. Nathan?
Hey, Anthony, congratulations. Obviously, playing in the SEC, you got some looks at the Orioles' first two picks in Heston Kjerstad and Jordan Westberg. I was just wondering what your impressions of those guys are and how excited you are to play with them.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Played against them for 3 years, and I became pretty good friends with Westberg. I played with him in the summer, and we've been in contact ever since. Heston's a great guy. I'm excited that he's going to be on my team. He's not going to be hitting home runs against me. He'll be hitting them for me. And no, he's a great guy. I'm excited to play with him. And I'm from the same area as Hudson Haskin as well, so I'm pretty good friends with him. We work out, hit, go to the field, all that kind of stuff, almost every day. So super excited about this group, and I'm ready to get to work with them.
Next up, Steve Molesky, MASNsports.com, followed by Rich Dubroff. Steve?
Anthony, your stats certainly trended up big time in 2020. It was a small sample, obviously, but it was really good for you. And I'm sure it got the Orioles' attention. Did you feel like you made big improvement from one year to the next, and in what ways?
Yeah, definitely. So my confidence for sure is grew a ton, and that helped me, have success and perform. And I changed some small things with my swing, which allowed me to keep the same approach throughout the 17 games that we played, and just continue to have aggressiveness at the plate. That was a big thing for me, coming off of last year. Just being able to stay aggressive, no matter what the count is or who's pitching, and don't miss my pitch. And I feel like it helped a lot for sure this year.
Next, Rich Dubroff, BaltimoreBaseball.com, followed by Sean Stepner. Rich?
Hey, Anthony. I know you were very, very small when your grandfather passed away. Was he your mom's father?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Did she tell you a lot of stories about him? And did you grow up trying to pattern yourself after him as a result?
Yeah, absolutely. I was too young, and unfortunately, to meet him. Or to know him, I guess. I was about 2 years old when he passed. But yeah, my mom and my uncle and my grandma all told me stories. I would ask about him almost every time I saw them, and it's cool. We have a lot of pictures of him and memorabilia, and growing up, he's been my idol, and I want to follow in his footsteps. Hopefully, be a better player than he was. But no, it's been super cool. Super thankful to be able to look up to him and hopefully follow in his footsteps.
Reminder to everybody, if you have a question, please enter your name and affiliation in the chat box. I know we have a few joining us from Mississippi as well. Feel free to join in as well. Next up, Sean Stepner, WMAR. Sean?
Hey, Anthony, congratulations. So I understand you have spent some time playing baseball in Baltimore. Can you kind of share with us your experiences in the Baltimore area playing ball?
Yeah, absolutely. So the summer after my freshman year, I went out to Baltimore, played in the Cal Ripken League. I loved it. I had the time of my life out there. I had a great host family, great teammates. I was actually playing for Tom Eller at the time. He's a hitting coach in you guys' organization now. And, I love him. He's a great guy. He knows what he's talking about. And just that summer, I played the best baseball of my life. So I feel pretty good playing out there and hopefully, continue the success coming up.
Next up, Rich Dubrow, followed by Nathan Ruiz. Rich?
Hey, Anthony, the Orioles have have been drafting over the last couple of years, a lot of middle infielders. I saw that you played second and right in are you equally as comfortable playing those other positions?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm comfortable playing any position on the field. I think my athletic ability is pretty high in order for me to, feel comfortable. And I think, I put in the work and I'm able to do whatever an organization or team needs me to do and, succeed in that position. And so being in the outfield, it was different, but, I learned quickly. I had fun, running, tracking down balls and throwing people out. All it is a different angle, and it's quick for me to adjust to that, and I feel comfortable anywhere.
Next, Nathan Ruiz, followed by Steve Molesky. Nathan?
Hey, Anthony, I understand the hair is a bit of an Old Miss tradition. Is that something you think you'll stick with, or you're just waiting for it to grow out?
I haven't decided yet. It's definitely getting too long. Definitely gonna have to cut it here soon, but I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet. My mom wants me to keep it because, she thinks it's good luck or something like that just because I played well, but I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Next up, Steve Molesky, followed by Chris Marks. Steve?
Anthony, how big a factor is speed in your game? Obviously, a very good, successful stolen base rate at your time in college. How important is that for you?
Yeah, it's huge for me, especially being my size and, being left-handed. I can get out of the box quick and, a big thing for me is getting on base. And once I can do that, I can create havoc on the base path and score a lot of runs. And so I got to use that to my advantage. I'm not as strong as the other guys, but, they're not as quick as me. And, I have that advantage over them. And I think now in today's game, there's guys with speed, but, not a ton of guys. And, stolen bases aren't a huge stat in the majors, but I think, for me, that's a big stat and, it plays well in my game.
Next, Chris Marks, CTV, followed by Nate Gabler. Chris?
Anthony, congratulations. You play in the SEC, which is considered the best conference in college baseball. How did playing there help you prepare to become a professional? And how is your skill set going to transfer from the college game to the pro game?
Yeah, well, playing in the SEC was very important for me, and it helped me develop as a player, for sure. Every night we're facing the best of the best, and being able to compete against them and have success against them, it will translate into pro ball, and it'll help me feel comfortable playing in front of those large crowds. So it helped me develop 100%, and I'm excited to transfer my game from the SEC to pro ball.
Next question, Nate Gabler, SI Ole Miss. Nate?
Hey, Anthony, what was kind of the process like this year compared to past years? Because usually you're in regionals or whatever when the draft is going on. And then what was kind of the conversations with Coach Bianco and the rest of the Ole Miss staff like throughout the process?
Well, the process leading up to the draft, it was tough, and it was a roller coaster. Like I said, ever since season ended, the draft has been on my mind. And it's different with, playing the whole year and then the draft at the end of the year, because you're focused on winning a national championship. You're not really focused on the draft. And so had a lot of time to think about it. Spent a lot of time with my family and friends thinking about it. But in the end, I can't control what happens. I did everything I could to put myself in the position to play at the next level. And, I just tried not to think about it as much as I could.
And then what were those conversations with Mike and the rest of the coaching staff like? What was kind of their advice to you throughout the process?
Just focus on the things that you can control. That's a huge thing that we preach over, at Ole Miss, because, if you focus on things you can't control, it's just wasted energy. So the conversations between them were super supportive. They want what's best for me and my family. They want me to succeed. And so I was super thankful to have them by my side, and supportive.
Next up, Joe Trezza, MLB.com. Joe.
Hey, Anthony, you said you and Hunter Haskin were friends and that you worked out together. How did that relationship come about? And are you guys both from the Northeast? And if you are, is there a kinship being Northeast guys playing ball down in the South?
So I met him through my advisor about last year, and because he just moved down here to South Florida, and so I met him through my advisor, and then we started hanging out and stuff, and then played against him last year at Tulane, and just the relationship has grown ever since. And I love going to work with him. He's a competitor and he's a great ball player, and I'm super excited to be able to play with him and share the field with him.